Now, I want to get to this. I don't know if we have time before we go to the break, but we got this Mikhail Thalen article. One of your favorite people in the world, Cenk Uygur. I don't know if I said his name right, but Young Turks Uygur once called women genetically flawed for not sleeping with him, among other things. And he defends this by saying, oh, that's when he was a conservative. I don't ever really hear conservatives talking like this. I only really hear the liberals and the libtards talk like this about each other. And I had not yet matured. I was still a conservative. Progressive figure claims in response to the damning remarks. This is, I guess, Cassandra Anderson released the initial article on, I think it was Gateway Pundit. But he said things like, let's see, it seems there is like a sea of tits here, and I'm drinking tiny droplets. I want to dive into the whole GD ocean, is what he wrote. Obviously, the genes of women are flawed. They're poorly designed creatures who do not want to have sex as often as needed for the human race to get along peaceably and fruitfully. And this was a man who called you a liar on one of our streams back during the Republican National Convention. He kind of got in your face and freaked out when we showed him your rape shirt.
Yeah, no, he objected to my claims that former New York Governor Eliot Spitzer liked and abused prostitutes. I think I turned out to be correct about that. I didn't know that he was ever a conservative. Exactly when was that again? Welcome back. You're at the War Room with your hosts, Roger Stone, and sitting in for Owen Schroyer today, Rob Dew. So, Rob, what else is on the news today? Being in preparation for my C-SPAN interview, which was taped around noon, and then catching some of the late breaking news, particularly some of this Brennan stuff, I see that it was quite a day.
Well, it definitely was. I want to go back to this article because this is a guy who called you out as being a liar. And you have your Stones rules, right? Which is all about how to be a successful political operative. Cenk has rules of dating. Wait till you hear these. And he says, these are all in quotes, women ignore these at your peril. Rule 1, there must be some serious making out by the third date. This guy sounds like he's 12 years old. If I haven't felt your TITSs by then, things are not about to last much longer. In fact, if I don't get back on track by the fourth date, you're done. Or if you don't get back on track. You must be orgasm by fifth date. That sounds very cavemanish. Must be orgasm by fifth date. And he even talks about a Mardi Gras trip in which he felt countless breasts. I kissed over 23 women and saw countless breasts and was in a wonderful drunken stupor thanks to my friend John Daniels, which I think is a typo. It should be Jack Daniels. And so he said he's changed. He's done all this changing. Yet a former employee of the Young Turks who was speaking to the Rap said he still makes women feel uncomfortable. He's a knucklehead. He's a boy. He talks about women the way I talked when I was 13, said the former employee. He's obsessed with body count. Basically, how many people have you effed? This is an important number to him. I mean, does this sound like a person anyone should be taking seriously at this point?
It sounds to me like a case of arrested development. I mean, who would say things like that? Who would commit them to writing? Even worse. Plus, I have a feeling that Cenk may be headed to the worst dressed list, which I will release, as I always do, on New Year's Day.
Excellent. I can't wait to see that. I don't think I'll make it because I'm not much of a fashionista. I prefer to go out in the tactical vest with my hat pulled backwards.
Well, but you do have the hat favored by Che Guevara, favored by Sir Robert Montgomery, favored by yours truly, which we refer to as the Rob Dew hat. So that's stylish in itself. Look, not everybody is into what I'm into in terms of being a fashion plate and caring about these things, but by and large, you don't have to dress expensively to be stylish. Style, unlike fashion, is not fleeting. Style is constant. The hat you wear, Rob, was in fashion in the 50s when Che Guevara wore it. It's stylish today. It will be stylish tomorrow. Cenk will never be considered stylish.
That is very, very true. I will tell you, in college, I used to do this thing. I wore plaid shorts with tie-dyed shirts. That was my thing, tie-dyes and plaid. Now, here's another story that is very interesting and sort of bolsters Trump's call for the wall. Bureau of Prisons, 1 in 5 inmates is foreign-born. That would be over 20%. A new report from Attorney General Jeff Sessions' DOJ says that 185,507 inmates currently in custody, 39,000 of those inmates, or about 21%, are foreign-born who entered the U.S. either illegally or legally. So that's nearly 40,000. Another 38% of the foreign-born inmate population remain under investigation by ICE. So that's a big number, especially for Democrats to try to wrap their heads around that, as Trump calls for tougher immigration laws, more ICE enforcement, stronger border with a wall. And now you have this information coming out. What do you say to this? 20% it looks like now, 1 in 5.
You know, what's amazing, Rob, is the way the president instinctively recognized the dangers of our current immigration system. This is the first presidential candidate that I have ever worked for, and I've been in 10 national presidential campaigns, starting with Richard Nixon all the way to Donald Trump. A little detour to support the Libertarian Party candidate in 2012, Governor Gary Johnson, good man. But generally speaking, at this level of politics, extensive polling and survey research is done to try to get a handle on what the people are thinking. What's amazing is how instinctual Donald Trump, a non-politician, is. He identified the immigration issue as a sleeper issue of last year. We would not even been discussing sanctuary cities in 2016, but for Donald Trump and the Trump campaign. We would not be discussing the wall if it were for Donald Trump using it as a rhetorical advice to tell people that if you don't have borders, you don't have a country. Just a perfect example of how he is a natural, that how he is not only a quick study, he adapted to politics, I'd say pretty well, but he's an instinctive political leader. He's not sticking a wet finger in the wind. He's not trying to figure out what to say in order to be popular. He's just telling you what he really thinks. He speaks from the gut. He speaks from the heart. Occasionally he makes a mistake, but frankly, people see that as genuine because humans make mistakes. When you don't make any mistakes, that means you're a pre-programmed, robot. Not a single word Hillary Clinton ever said in last year's campaign wasn't tested, focus grouped, roundtabled, massaged. There was nothing authentic or genuine about any of it, but that means that somebody actually thought in advance about calling us deplorables, one of the greatest errors of last year. Now would be a good time, I think, to remind folks that if you're enjoying the War Room, if you like our expanded program, if you are down with the forces of freedom, we urge you to do your Christmas shopping at the InfoWars store. Right now, we have our Christmas sale in full swing, and you will find deep discounts on the most popular products that Alex Jones puts on the market. What I like is the way InfoWars and the scientists and chemists and others that Alex Jones works with fuse the best of the old with the new. You get some of the most reputable, century-old Chinese herbs combined with some of these cutting-edge natural supplements to produce new products that are just off the charts. Alpha Power, now on sale, is a perfect example of such a formula for increased physical performance, increased athletic performance, sense of well-being. This is a terrific product, and right now you have a 50% off sale. So whether it's Alpha Power, whether it's my favorite Brain Force Plus, whether it's Caveman and Mike Zimmerman's favorite, the bone broth there, go to the store now, do your Christmas shopping, whether it's the t-shirts, the books, the supplements, and you know that you're going to be supporting the forces of freedom. You're going to be helping us pay for the expansion and to beat back the globalists who would like to close us down and shut us up. This is your chance to strike a blow for freedom this Christmas by going and doing all your shopping at the InfoWars store. Check out the t-shirts, including the iconic Bill Clinton rape t-shirt. When these go, folks, they will not be any more. This t-shirt's going to end up in the Smithsonian, and you can find it now at the InfoWars store. There's a few of them left, but check out the gear, check out the apparel, check out the books. This is what Alex Jones calls a 360 win. There it is, the Bill Clinton rape t-shirt that I designed and Alex Jones put on the historical political map.
We will make America great again.